Wait, is it happening now?
You asked for it.
Is it the story?
It's the story.
Guys, buckle the fuck up. Get yourself a glass of water. Make sure you're comfortable. It's about to get crazy in here. Welcome back, troopers.
Troopers.
Yeah, troopers. You know, we're the Trueness podcast, so troopers. Yeah.
Okay, right. Well, welcome back, troopers. Remember to check out all our socials, all our links. Remember to like, subscribe if you haven't already. And be sure to check out patreon.com/truenesspodcast.
Yeah, send all the love, man. And all the hate, too.
And all the hate.
We don't
Nope.
we don't discriminate. Just put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Let yourself be known. Right? So, quickness off the bat today, because we have stuff to do. So we need to get through this. We're doing a segment today where we're basically, we have a list each of 5 fictional characters that we've chosen, not because they're necessarily our favorite ones, but mainly because they're interesting for some reason. So I think I'm actually going to let you start.
Okay.
And then, set the bar. Let's see what we have here.
Let's see what we have. Yeah, indeed. So as you said, yeah, it's interesting fictional characters, so to speak. And
Sorry.
I think mine I've chosen, well, based off of both movie and video game background, where the first one is actually a dude, a guy. He's actually not. He's many things, but he's called Legion.
Legion?
Yeah.
As in like the demon?
Well, that's the name, but it's in the X-Men universe.
Okay, I think I've heard of this guy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's an Omega level mutant, which is the strongest class there is. And his powers are like everything and nothing. It's
Everything and nothing?
It's because the way he works is he has sort of a schizophrenia thing, where he has he has the typical myth with multiple
Personalities?
Yeah,
Oh, so that's why they call him Legion.
probably.
Yeah.
I haven't caught on to that yet, but yeah.
This doesn't stand still,
It doesn't.
young Enrique. This doesn't stand
It
still.
doesn't. But basically, each personality has its own powers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So he might not be able to choose the powers he wants, but he has unlimited powers because he has unlimited personalities.
That's nuts. So it's kind of like what's the, the movie Glass?
Yeah.
The what's his name? James McAvoy that plays the guy.
I don't know the character's name, but
I don't remember either. Well, he has multiple names, right? So,
yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like that. And am I mistaken? Is he Professor Xavier's son?
Ooh, I can't remember the exact lore there.
Yeah,
but,
well, I will fact check it and put something here.
Yeah, there is something about that, but I think he might be. Yeah, now that you mentioned it. But no, I just think he's an interesting character because both with the mental issues, but also with just how he functions and how he works and stuff like that.
Have I seen him once in a series?
He
I
has
have like
his
an
own
obscure
series.
memory, but it wasn't really that popular, was it?
No, because it's a weird fucking series.
Okay, but is it good though?
Some people think it's good. I don't.
Oh, what are we ranking it? It's below 7, this one.
It's below 7.
Yeah, so,
It's like a 5.5.
Alright.
But I know people who maybe care more about cinematography and like films in general of how they're made and stuff like that. They might like it because it has a lot of interesting elements. But in the pop culture word of fillers, it has too much fillings in it. Not enough action.
Fair.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to say that I need action all the time, but it's just like we're talking 4 episodes of filler in a row or something like that. Like it's just slow and steady, very slow and steady.
Fair. Lowest ranking on the show so far, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think my wife actually put me onto it, but I kind of got bored with it as well, even though I like the concept. So,
yeah.
All right, Legion. I am Legion.
I would love to see more of him everywhere, but it's difficult with a character like that because, again, he's so OP, but also how do you control it without making him mentally disabled?
Fair.
If you think about it, because if you need to portray him in a modern movie, and it's not about him always being a different person that's either suddenly very happy or suddenly can't put a sentence together. How do you fully display that without seeming like a mental disorder and like not being a functioning?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting choice.
Who's yours?
My first one is HK47. So you remember when we did the games episode? I talked about Knights of the Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So HK47 is an assassin droid that becomes your companion in the first Knights of the Old Republic game. And he's an assassin droid that you kind of revive him. He's been stationary, out of function for some time. You give him like some parts, and then he comes to life. And then the reason I picked him is because he's not like your typical droid. So he belonged to a Sith, and it's very evident in the way he's designed. So he's basically designed for like maximum cruelty, which comes out in this like really bizarre formal way of expressing himself. So he has this weird speech pattern where he will declare what type of statement he's about to give before giving it. So he'll say like statement or query or correction before, actually speaking the sentence. He really hates organic life forms, which he refers to as meat bags. And his insults are just on point, but delivered in like the basic way of someone who was like explaining arithmetic.
Okay.
So that quirk itself, and quirk is something I've gone for a couple of these 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just like, I like out of the box stuff like that. I like the fact that he does that little thing where he states what he's about to do before he
Can you
does
give
it.
me an example?
Oh man, I wouldn't do it justice, to be honest, bro. And I wouldn't do it justice. I can probably find a picture and put it down here for the people so they can see one of like the insults, because he also insults his master, which is you, right, when you're playing the game. And I don't know, it's just like a really nice breath of like evil, sarcastic, fresh air into the game. So it adds some flavor to the game. So that's why I picked him.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
Oh, sounds like it.
Yeah.
But you say he's a battle droid, so...
Oh, he's an assassin droid.
Oh, assassin droid. But what droid... If we're thinking about the normal Star Wars movies, what droid does he look like? Because he's not one of those...
Yeah, he doesn't look like any other clankers, as the clone troopers call him. Yeah, I'll put a picture as people can see, because he doesn't look like anything we've seen so far in any other Star Wars movies, but he's a nice character nonetheless. So that's my first pick.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A good choice.
Yeah.
My second one is actually from a movie that where a sequel was promised, but it never came. And I know that the people who love this movie really love this movie. And I mean, even the subreddit is still active to this day, even though it came out before 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie is called District 9.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually the main character. I'm going to butcher this name for sure, because it's South African, but it's Vikus van der Merwe or something like that.
Give us a little heads up in the comments, all you Dutch-speaking people.
Yeah.
How he did with the pronunciation.
Well, that's Dutch, but he's South African.
Well, the van der Merwe is definitely Dutch.
Sure, but it's Afrikaans.
Oh, so the pronunciation is different.
I think it's pretty close.
All right, fair.
But I know from a South African friend who now lives in the Netherlands that actually a lot of words translate from Afrikaans to Dutch.
Yeah, because they were originally Dutch, right?
They must have been.
We emphasized like we were like smart and like wisdom.
Yeah,
and we keep like coming up with stuff we don't know shit about.
But I'm also, I don't want to say the wrong thing. So
fair. Okay. Yeah. So let me rephrase. Let me know the ones who are listening to this that know how that's supposed to be pronounced. Let me know how shit of a job Henrik did.
Yeah, I probably butchered it. But no, I've taken him, but I also want to make like an honorary mention of what they call the prawns in that movie.
Isn't that a derogatory term?
In the movie, yes, it is. Ends up being it, at least. But no, I think he's an interesting character because first he's on the opposite side of the enemy, so to speak. So the aliens who are coming in, he's on the opposite side trying to break them down. But then he gets smitten. And I'm not going to say a spoiler warning because this movie is
infected.
Old. Yeah. So, but he gets infected, and ends up slowly turning into one of these prawns. And his journey is just interesting in how his character develops. I think, sure, you might see it in a lot of other movies, but um, how he approaches it, and then ultimately how the movie ends with him actually as a prawn. I think that's it's a quite interesting journey.
Damn, yeah.
But also for the prawns themselves, because it's so it's such a weird take on a movie and an alien race where they come in and try, like, they approach Earth, and then they're this race that's not functioning and like barely put together, and it's basically like they're living in the slums within their own spaceship.
Damn, bro.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I love that movie, but the characters are great.
I remember it vaguely. I remember him being like an Office reject, like the series The Office. He had that kind of like vibe to him, but he didn't make the show or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, fair, good choice.
Mm-hmm.
My second choice is Itachi Uchiha.
Sorry, who?
Itachi Uchiha, and I didn't butcher that name. Well, I could probably do like an accent, but I'm not going to.
Fair.
So he's he's a character in the series Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. And the reason I chose him is because I think he has one of the greatest character arcs that I've seen. I at least really enjoyed his character arc. You haven't watched Naruto, and spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil a bit if you're watching that in the moment and you haven't watched all of it. But basically, obviously Naruto is about ninjas, right? And he grows up in this prominent clan and rises really quickly through the ranks of the village he's in. Becomes like this elite, let's call it like spec ops ninja called Anbu. Becomes a captain there before he's like 10. Yeah, the age of some of these achievements is weird. But anyways, the clan he's from is planning to basically overthrow the rulers of the village they live in, like a coup d'etat.
Okay.
And he then basically, because he knows what that will bring because of what he's seen as a kid with war.
Right.
Some shit goes on, right? I'm not going to say too much, but he basically kills his entire clan to stop that from happening because it will bring with it more bullshit. So he kills everyone he knows, like his girlfriend. He kills his parents. The only one he lets live is his kid brother Sasuke, who's then like fucking traumatized. Yeah, really, really fucking traumatized by this experience, and that kind of like lays the foundation for his whole character arc. Anyways, he then goes on to join this rogue organization of like super, what we would call S-level ninjas, right? Called Akatsuki. And then, they have a plan to basically not take over the world, but let's just leave it at that, right?
Yeah.
At least gain a lot of power. But then you find out in like the end that, because this guy is introduced as like a bad guy. Like the guy, Sasuke is not the protagonist because that's Naruto, but he's like the closest to the second protagonist.
Right.
He's introduced this villain that killed his whole family, his clan, betrayed his village, yada, yada, yada. And then you find out at the end that he was actually a good guy and he sacrificed everything, including his own reputation, to like do the right thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So just based off of that, plus he got like crazy powers too. He's got this one eye. His clan has this eye called the Sharingan, which is like a red eye with like Tomo in it. And he has this like ability where he can trap you in his alternate dimension where he can control everything, including time. So he can like torture you for 72 hours, which will in reality take like a couple seconds. And
like
all
Inception? Yeah.
Well, no, it's not a dream, right? It's more like an alternate reality, but everything you experience there, your body experiences. Okay. Anyways, all he basically needs for that to happen is for you to make eye contact. So he's like pretty hard to fight.
Medusa 2.0.
Yeah. He also has a power called Amaterasu, which is like a black flame that can't be extinguished. So that's also like problematic, and a bunch of other like hacks as well. But yeah, the character arc is why I chose him.
So you're saying, again, this is probably a very stupid question, but coming from someone who doesn't watch it, never will, sorry. You're saying he has a flame that cannot be extinguished.
Yeah.
So if he sets fire to a forest, it's all gonna burn.
Yeah, bro. Like when you go to that length, at one point you will hit like a logic block where you're like, this doesn't make sense because if it can't be extinguished, then it should be able to spread itself. And then why?
I'm not trying to apply logic. It's just
but that's the thing with these things, because like the power systems have flaws in them, right?
Okay.
That logic can't really explain. But that's what they say. Like the black flame of Amaterasu can't be extinguished.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fairs.
Yeah. So that was my second one.
Interesting. Yeah. I know you're big into anime and all that, so it makes sense that
Yeah.
you brought one. My third one is again from a Marvel series. Um, he has yet to be fully portrayed in the cinematic universe, but soon it will happen with one of the next movies coming out. But in the comics, he's at least a very influential character, Franklin Richards, the son of Reed Richards and Sue Richards. I've chosen him because ever since I learned about him, I've been fascinated with his abilities. One of the funniest things I've read about him is at the age of 3, under his sheets, under his quilt in the bed at night. Some kids when we were kids, they stayed up playing a Game Boy or read a book or something like that under that, trying to hide it with a flashlight and stuff like that. At the age of 3, Franklin Richards created his own galaxy, just straight up.
Under the bed?
No, yeah, under the quilt.
So he had the galaxy under the quilt?
Yeah, he was just like, let me just create a galaxy.
That's fucked. That's like, yeah, that's like, you get to a point, right? Okay, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So,
but like because his parents have mid powers, right? He's stretchy and she's like invisible, has like some force or whatever.
But that's because in the comics, he wasn't just born like a regular baby.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more to that.
Okay.
So he was born in like I can't remember if it was him or his sister, but one of them was born in a negative space and the other was born in some other space. Yeah. So it wasn't a natural birth. And
fair.
There were also issues with the birth. Like Sue didn't have like an easy birth. It didn't just pop out. Yeah. No, exactly. So big, and with all these struggles, that's also what magnified his powers and so on. Yeah. But I'm very curious to see how they portray that in the movies.
It's gonna be Doomsday, is it? Do you think?
Yeah. It's been confirmed that it's been Doomsday. But just because, how can you correctly portray someone with that power level? I mean, in the comics, he resets the universe 6 times or something because it doesn't go the way he wants.
Franklin Richards, please reset the MCU. Everything after Endgame for me has been mid at most, so I appreciate that.
I mean, the theory actually is with Doomsday that they are going to reset.
Really?
That's the theory.
Oh, man.
For people who care about that.
Fair. That wouldn't be
of course, bad. Nothing's confirmed or anything, but that's actually the theory that they are going to reset it.
Fair.
We don't know if it is going to be Richards or what, but some sort of reset will happen.
Okay, that'll be interesting too, because then they could also like reuse characters, right? Like, well, Tony Stark is RDJ and they're synonymous with each other, right? But then you could start over and have a totally different angle, perhaps like more encompassing as far as like including stuff like X-Men and Fantastic Four from the beginning.
Exactly.
And then not only like focus Avengers. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Same.
Right, okay.
Your third?
Yeah, my third is, his name is Amos. He's from it's AEMOS, Amos. He's from the Warhammer 40k universe.
Okay.
Which I've just like recently gotten into. CERN, who we've mentioned a couple of times on the pod now. He put me onto that. He put me onto the my intro to Warhammer 40k was, or the universe, because I don't play the game, was the Eisenhorn trilogy, which follows this guy called Gregor Eisenhorn, who's basically, he's an inquisitor for the Empire of Mankind, and it's basically like space CIA, if you want to put it like that, where he hunts like cults and demons and heretics and whatnot. And Amos, I think his name is Savant Amos, but I'm not sure. Anyways, he's like his walking database of knowledge. And he's hooked up to all these like cogitators and like memory chips. But again, just like HK47 had a quirk to him, I chose Amos because he is a data addict, right? So he doesn't just consume knowledge, he craves it. And like, that spin-on addiction for me was super fun. So he's not charismatic at all. And he's constantly like doing calculations and like cross-referencing things and like trying to figure out probabilities. He's not a fighter. But he's more like He's the guy that wins the fight before it starts, right?
Okay.
I'm not super into Warhammer 40k yet. The universe is so big,
It
and
is.
bro, there are so many books. This one, let's call it arc in Warhammer 40k, which is called the Horus Heresy. I'm not gonna get into the details of it, but bro, I think that the books in that arc are like bigger than the Bible combined. Much bigger, I think. Actually, I think it's like 114 books.
Jesus.
I might be mistaken. I'll put the right number down here, but yeah, that's
Wow.
yeah. So again, just like the thing about being a data addict to me is just it's like outside of the box. It's
Yeah.
quirky, so that's why I chose
Makes
it.
sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, a data addict, bro.
Data addict. No, but I think the Warhammer universe is so interesting, and if it wasn't, so difficult to get into, I think I would love it as well because there are a couple of YouTubers I know who make like skits on it. There's this guy, I can't remember what his name is, his channel is, but he makes a video or videos on. They're just simple. For example, one of them is titled "You're an Orc in Warhammer 40k," and he just goes through the life of from birth to death.
Yeah,
What happens, and such an interesting universe, and the
yeah.
way every different race develops, and yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts, bro. And the thing about it is to just quickly before I say that, orcs in Warhammer 40k have this really weird ability where if they believe something enough, it just exists. And that has like I don't remember the stories to be honest, but there's some really funny stories about how they sometimes make something out of nothing. Let's just put it like that. But yeah, bro, like the thing is, the universe is so vast and large, and the lore is so massive. Do you know like Games Workshop has actual lore masters hired to keep track of all of this because there's so much. And I like to like deep dive into whatever I'm getting into, like Game of Thrones. I'll read like the extra books. I'll go on the wikis and trying to figure out the family trees, intrigues, blah blah blah, whatnot. I can't do that with Warhammer 40k. I'd have to quit the podcast and married life with kids, and I still wouldn't have time to do it.
No, true.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a slow one for me. But yeah, I like again just coming back to the character. I like the fact that he's a data addict, and he's even though he's not charismatic, you kind of develop over the course of the trilogy. You kind of develop like a little spot in your heart for him.
I bet. I bet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my next one is from a video game, Diablo. And he was once an archangel, and the angel of justice. His name is Tyrael.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reason I've taken him with is both his character arc, but mostly where he ends up. Because the Diablo lore is vast as well. Like it goes many, many years back.
Yeah.
But in short, the most impactful time that happens for him and with him and the reason why I chose him is because he's an angel that really tries to see the good in what we would call humans, which are actually the characters in the game, the barbarian and so on. They're not exactly humans because they have powers, but he sees the good in the mortal, and he ends up making the decision of tearing his own wings off, so he's no longer an angel, because he believes that is the way to go forward for humankind and just the mortal in general. So he's a mortal angel now.
Fair.
And the reason he also did that...
You stroke though, but yeah.
Yeah. But the reason he also did that is because he... basically, there was like a high council of the angels. And the choice was either to destroy what we call sanctuary, which is where all the mortals live.
Heaven equivalent?
No, because sanctuary is just earth.
Okay.
Like,
okay. Fair.
It's where the mortals live. He had the choice to join all the other high council and destroy sanctuary, or then take the decision to join them, basically. Yeah.
Fair. Sacrificio.
Yes.
Fair. Well, you got that one.
Yeah.
I'll get back to that actually later on in the podcast.
Okay.
But yeah. Okay, so my fourth one is Moraine de Mordred, or Moraine Sedai, she's called. She's from the Wheel of Time book series made by Robert Jordan.
I've yet to see that.
Finished
series,
by, what's my guy's name? Brandon Sanderson. Really famous fantasy author. I've read the first book, or listened to it on audiobook, this one actually,
Yeah.
because the writing is a bit too slow paced for me. But I really like the series, which unfortunately got canceled. The reason why I chose her is because, like, as we talked about in other episodes,
Yeah.
to me, before like Game of Thrones came, and also this Wheel of Time, Lord of the Rings was like the omni, what should we call it, like the reference point for fantasy, right?
Okay.
And it's basically set the tropes for fantasy, right? Whether you want to like that or not.
Yeah.
When Moraine enters into these chosen ones' life, she enters as this Gandalf figure, right? Like a mentor. First of all, she's a woman, which was like different, right? I like the fact that you
Yeah.
have a woman in that position. And then even though she's like this mentor figure, and you know she's supposed to be this Gandalf-like character, she you don't really trust her,
Right.
which gives it like a fresh spin or like a fresh take on a trope that is otherwise heavily overused, right? With the old wise sage leading the young people. So that to me felt, although like the story does have a lot of like similarities to Lord of the Rings, and I think even Robert Jordan said that before he died, that like he basically used that as like the blueprint. That thing about having, an established trope, and then kind of flipping it a bit to give it a unique flavor. I really like that. So shout out to her. And Rosamund Pike played her so well in the series, so well. I'm really sad that they canceled the series, but what can you do? So yeah, I've chosen her.
Interesting. I've always, I've had that show on my list of to watch
Yeah.
for so long, just never gotten around to it.
Yeah, but it's so sad that it got canceled though, because there aren't a lot of good fantasy shows out there, bro, and that was actually one of them.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people say that, it's sad that it got canceled. So yeah, must be good.
Yeah.
My fifth and last one is the Lich King from World of Warcraft.
Fair.
Also known as Arthas.
Arthas, yeah.
Yeah. And the reason I've chosen him is because he's just badass.
Fair.
Honestly, I mean, he's Lord of the Scourge in World of Warcraft, and his impact on both the game as someone playing the game, but also in the lore and the stories. Not that I know that much of it. It's just amazing. I mean, you see, he's such a badass.
Fair. No, I like him as well. Yeah. Brings back memories, that guy.
It does.
Like the blue cover for Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah. Standing up on the platform, fighting him, and the different phases. And,
yeah. The trailer with him and Illidan fighting was
Yeah.
great too. Yeah. They've always made really great trailers, to be honest.
Always.
Yeah. Okay, that's a nice pick. My fifth one is going to take like a left turn compared to the other ones we've mentioned. My fifth
Your parents?
one,
No, because they're not fictional.
No, they're not. Hi, parents. No, my fifth one is Chucky from Sons of Anarchy. Yeah,
I thought you were about to say Chucky, like the horror guy.
Nah. Fuck that, bro. Fuck that. No, Chucky from Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, this is also a Kirk thing, but let me just explain how he comes into the series. So basically, he is like, so Sons of Anarchy is obviously about the Sons of Anarchy motorcycle club. Like they're an MC, right? And they're criminals. They sell guns and do like a lot of other illegal shit to get money. And then like they have a guy in prison called Big Otto who like calls in a favor and says, look, there's this guy called Chucky. I need you to look after him because of X, Y, Z. Oh yeah, no, actually he has some money stashed that he can give to them to like do it, right? So like he comes out of jail, the guys from the MC pick him up, and then he's like he's weird, bro. He's like weird. He's a bit like kooky.
Okay.
But he has this thing where he's a compulsive masturbator, bro. So he'll just like randomly, when you're talking with him, he'll just start like jacking off, which is just hilarious. It's especially considered like the first time you see it, he's in their bar at their clubhouse talking to these like OGs, and then while they're having a normal conversation like we are right now, he just like pulls it out and starts like jacking off.
Okay, so he doesn't even try to hide it. Or
No, but he doesn't. He doesn't like. I don't think he registers that he does it. It's only when he's made like aware that he's doing it.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, the money he has stashed is stashed at a Chinese restaurant. They go to get it, look into the bag. They're counterfeits, but in the duffel bag, there's like these like plates you use to print money, like fake counterfeit money. There's some plates there. Turns out that he was like skimming a bit off the top when he was working for the Chinese. The Sons of Anarchy make like a deal with the Chinese, and then they get Chucky as well. couple of episodes or like maybe a season later, you see him again, and the Chinese have cut off all of his fingers except for his index fingers, and he didn't get $1 trillion.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's he's a funny one, man. So that's my fifth one, and I think that was actually a pretty good segment. I think we should do this again at some point, and then like just not necessarily favorite, like I said, but just like weird characters, man. Because I have a bunch of these, and yeah, but Chucky is fun. He's like a real great comic relief in an otherwise pretty violent drama series.
So how does he do it with just index fingers?
Well, that's why they did it, so he can't really do it. But then he develops other quirks where like, he like only speaks in rhymes or like starts only speaking French. Yeah, but he becomes like a friend of the club, and then eventually, apparently, because there's another spin-off series from Sons of Anarchy called The Mayans, which is like a rival club, but then it focuses on one of those charters, and he shows up in that series, and it turns out that apparently the Sons of Anarchy lost him in a poker game to the Mayans. So then you see him a little bit there, but then I think at the end he like finds love somewhere and goes to live with some woman he loves. So, and he's probably out of both series, he's probably the only person to have a happy ending, and he deserved that. So shout out to Chucky, man. And shout out to the actor that played him too. He did that really well.
Nice.
Yeah,
love that.
Yeah,
love.
Cool. Actually, now that we've gone through the list, right, there's something I would like to talk about.
Okay.
So
floor is yours.
This has been bugging me, and not bugging me, right? Because it doesn't really bother me anymore, right? Because I'm obviously like I'm 32 years old, so I don't really care like that anymore. But like when I was coming up from like, let's say, probably like 16 to like, I mean, I even experience it sometimes now, right? So the friends I grew up with and I have, they aren't like you or like Sean. They are very like they're craftsmen. They like football and like beer and like, you know, they have very distinctive tastes.
Okay.
And to me, like, because they're still my friends, right? But my interests were like outside of their interests. Like, and when I talk interests, I talk like, you know, like fantasy and like sci-fi, Star Wars, gaming also, which is not something they were very much into unless it was like FIFA or Call of Duty. Anime especially. The thing I'm trying to get to here is, I kind of like in that friendship group, I kind of feel like the odd one out because you know they were kind of like look weirdly at things like that, and especially stuff like D&D as well.
I get that.
Which just like I don't know. I think I just wanted to address that because like as I've come into myself and as I've grown older, like I told you, I don't really give a fuck. But I think, you know, to anyone out there who's just like maybe in the same position, man, just like what you like what you like. For and because like what's the point of living your life based on what someone else expects or thinks is cool? So yeah, I just kind of wanted to address that. I wanted to know if you had any like similar experiences.
Absolutely. And I think it's not a hot take, but it's an interesting take because I think back when we were kids and even before that, generations before that, they all had something like this to experience where my impression of today's kids are that they're all very welcoming. I mean, I've had now parents tell me stories of how the girls actually started playing video games to get the attention of boys.
Fair.
Which I would have loved in my time.
Good strategy. Good strategy.
No, but I can definitely see myself in that story because when I was young, I was also the odd one out with especially gaming. And just technology in general because I've loved everything called tech since I was a kid. But especially video games, I never felt like I really fit in. Besides, in school, you make these sort of groups, you know, there's the populars, there's the odd ones out, there's the geeks. I was always part of the geeks. And of course, in that group, you have some of the same interests. And I was lucky enough to find a few people who actually introduced me to World of Warcraft even. But outside of that, no. You know, as soon as we went outside of that environment, I was always afraid of mentioning or highlighting that I played video games, all that, because the stereotype was that, oh, then you're a nerd. You're a geek. I mean,
that has a different connotation to it now, though.
Yes, now nerd I would take as a compliment.
Nerds rule the world.
Bro. Yes, they do. But back then, you didn't want to be associated with that, you know. And I think that comes back to, someone always trying to be popular, or someone to, back then you were trying to fit in more than you necessarily needed to.
Yeah.
But it's tough. I mean, today I don't care what people think
Nah,
about me.
bro.
But back then, as a kid, you can't just say, "Oh, I don't care about the rest of the people."
No, man, conformity is like
yeah,
crucial to someone coming up, right?
yeah,
And I think to me, because those kids were the popular kids, like my friends there, and well, they're not kids anymore, right? But they were the popular kids, and that was like a stereotype that they follow. Well, maybe they just fit into it, right? But what I would then do is I would find new friends, and like they would be this group where I could just share those interests, because like I wouldn't lie and say I didn't do the stuff, but I will always like get clowned on and stuff. Even like now, bro, like I have this friend, yeah, who will like if like we're chilling at a guy's house and we're watching a movie or whatever, and we're just chilling, and I'm like not in the disrespectful way, where I'm not like hanging out with them, but if everybody's on their phone and I'm like taking a game
yeah.
of Battlegrounds, he'll be like he always clowns me with saying that I'm playing Farmville, which is just like an example, right? And it's funny, but it's long, bro, when you hear that for like
Yeah, I get that.
years,
I
right?
get that.
So yeah, I just think I just be yourself, man. It's like, and I think it's different for kids now, because 2026, like identity is like a whole different spectrum than it was before. Before it was like very set, and like I feel now you're almost boring if you don't stand out in some way, and I think a lot of kids feel that pressure too. So all I'm trying to say with this is just like what you like, do what you like, and if people are clowning you for it, I mean, you don't have to reassess the relationship with them, but like just like let them know like this is what I like, and if you don't like that, then go fuck yourself.
There's always someone who has the same interest as you. We are 8 billion people on Earth.
Fair, yeah.
I mean, you will always, it might not seem like it immediately. And sure, there might be times where it might get lonely, but you will, in my experience, you will always be better off waiting or finding the people, waiting for or finding the people who share the same interest and who actually support you in what you do.
Yeah, and honestly, just like accept your friends for who they are too, right? Because these guys are still my friends.
Yeah.
Like the guy I just told you about, I just kicked his ass in Monopoly the other day.
Hell yeah.
Kicked his ass in Monopoly.
We still have to play that someday.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I'll let you in. I'll let you in on that. Yeah. But I killed his ass in Monopoly the other day. What I'm trying to say is like, you can also be friends with people who are different from you and don't have the same interests. It matters more less when you become an adult.
Yeah.
But like growing up and stuff, yeah, like that can make someone feel like the odd one out.
Absolutely. Yeah. And on that topic, thinking of what kids are, how are they acting today, and how they're all talking. I don't know if you ever find yourself giving advice, or
Bro.
Well, you have kids, so you actually have a teenager as
Yeah.
But I actually brought a question of the week.
I love these. Are we getting deep again?
Yeah, maybe not so much.
Fair.
But my question is, if you could only give one advice, what would it be?
To anyone?
It's very generic. There's no, you don't get to ask questions about it. It's just, if you could only give one advice, what would it be?
Fair, bro. I actually say this a lot to people. I say kind of like as a joke, but this is genuinely good advice. And I can't claim this because it's something I think I got it from the movie Pitch Perfect. You know, the one with Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
So it's
I
really,
love that one.
Yeah, bro. It's a great movie. I like that movie. It's three words, bro. Make good choices. And I know that sounds boring, but it's deep when you actually think about it, right? Making good choices will basically set you up for a really good life. Because making a good choice and making a choice that feels good isn't necessarily the same thing.
True.
Yeah. Because like if you're eyeing that like bag of candy, that'll feel good, but is it a good choice? And like, that mantra right there, I usually use it as like not a greeting, but like when I say goodbye to people, I'll be like, yeah, make good choices.
You do, yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be.
I always say no, but
yeah. So yeah, bro. That's
okay.
That's my
that's a good
advice.
One. Yeah,
make good choices.
No, but I'm sitting here thinking about what you're saying with, actually making a good choice, and I think you can think a lot about that, but it is also just simple.
It is very simple.
Yeah,
it's a very simple mantra to live by, and also like you can't make good choices all the time, bro. But like, try to put in an effort to like make good choices. You'll come out on top. I think, at least. Yeah. I'm curious to hear yours. Please don't say it's the same.
It's not.
Ah, good.
Yeah. For once, we are also, for once, we are again different. Yeah.
Mm,
Mine is something about, wanting to change.
mm,
And I think this comes, it's something I resonated with a lot myself when I first heard it. Um, Also because I think it's true, pure trueness.
mm.
And it is, if you want or desire or need change of any sort, you are the only one who's capable of making the change.
Fair.
So a lot of people say, I want to lose weight, I want to do this, I want to do that. But are you actually changing towards it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the only one who can do that.
Yeah.
No one else can do it for you. Yeah.
That's a cool one too, though. I think, and this is like maybe a little left turn here, but like the law of attraction, or like
Yeah.
what the gist of it is, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people get wrong about the law of attraction, because I think people have this thing where like they read the book by Rhonda Burns or whatever her name is, and they're like, okay, I just have to think of it and it will come magically into my lap, and that's not how it works. It's like, I think it's more like a mindset, right? That because this sounds, I hate fucking cliches like this, but you can't really do a lot of the things you put your mind to. Granted, you have limitations, right? Because if I decide that I want to put my mind to becoming an NBA player, it's probably not gonna happen, bro.
Probably not.
Probably not. But if I decide like I want to make a podcast, to show like, real conversations between two friends, and I have a vision and I have a partner I can do it with, then all that's lacking here is me acting upon it, which we're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
So that's a hell of advice as well, bro. I
Actually,
really like that one.
Was it? I can't remember. It must have been you who brought up the podcast.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said yes, because I would have just kept on going down the list. You were first on the list. I would just kept on going down the list until I found someone. I'm glad you said yes.
I'm very curious who's second, but I'm also glad I'm the first.
Yeah. You know who will be crazy on a podcast?
Who?
Son will be crazy on a podcast because he's very opinionated and like, bro. And he also like he's
pure hot takes,
pure hot takes, and like he'll let you know if he's not satisfied with something or if something is bad. Usually, if it's bad, like if you recommend something to him and he tells you it's good, that means it's good, bro. It's like your 7.0 rating.
Yeah.
So yeah, he will be crazy to have on a podcast.
He would have. It's like with him, as you're saying, it's either good or bad. There's no in between.
No.
And you can see it on him as well.
No, bro, you should see some of the time. Sometimes we'll drive to Zealand, right, from Jutland, and we have like a 2.5 hour drive because we go to the main office. Bro, some of the rants he goes on, they're legendary, bro. They're legendary. The way he can excite himself. Shout out to Søren, by the way. But yeah. So that he would be crazy to have on a podcast. Very opinionated.
Absolutely.
And if you were ever to like, do like a Warhammer deep dive, he will be the guy, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
He will be the guy. And it's really funny because people probably have like once, like we've mentioned him a couple of times, and like now that we mentioned Warhammer, they may think that he's like this like typical nerd. Søren is jacked, bro. Søren is fucking jacked, and he's addicted to like exercising and training. Not in a bad way. He makes really good choices when it comes to his lifestyle and his like health and stuff. Yeah. So shout out Søren, man.
Shout out.
For sure.
Love that guy.
Yeah. Wow. I just remembered something. Well, now that we're talking about like making good choices, right?
Yeah.
I have a story about someone that made a bad choice.
A bad one.
A bad choice, bro. This is
how bad are we getting?
This is this is
okay. Let me hear it.
Yeah, this is one of the stories back from the 600. Yeah, 6,000 is the postal code of my city, so we call it the stories from the 600. So back in the day, yeah, I was at a party.
How old were you?
I think I was like 17, bro.
Okay.
I want to say 17. That's not true. I was probably 15, bro.
Okay.
And like, you shouldn't do this, but like, because the friends I told you about earlier were all in a class above, or like 2 classes above me in elementary school. So I got like introduced to drinking a bit like earlier than most people did. So we were at a party and we were drinking. 15 years old, right?
It's fully legal here in Denmark, by the way.
It's fully legal, yeah. Anyways, we're at this party, right? And I'm with a couple of my guys, and then there's these girls there, and we're having a good time. And then all of a sudden, one of these, like we mentioned one of our other friends, and then she's like, "This guy, last name?" And we were like, "Yeah." And she was like, she showed us a picture. "You mean this guy?" "Yeah." And then she was like looking like distraught, And bro, and then because he was actually coming, that's why we were mentioning, he was coming to the party like an hour later than us, maybe like an hour and a half. It doesn't really matter. He wasn't there at that time. She's looking distraught, right? And then she's like, yeah, man, like she starts telling her this story about how he basically like pressed up on her and like, bro, sexually assaulted her and stuff. Wait, wait.
Wait, there's more?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh
bro. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're getting
Because
hyped up, bro.
that's bad. Like,
Yeah, bro, it's really bad. It's really bad. We're getting hyped up, bro. And we're like, are you fucking kidding? The thing is, she sold it, bro. She sold it. So we just ate that shit raw. And it was like, yeah, when he comes, we're going to fuck him up, bro. We have to, right? Because you can't do that. Like, that's a no-no. Bro, he comes and we go out and we're like, yeah, bro, this girl is telling you, like, she's telling us that you basically raped her. He's like, what? And then he goes inside. Bro, when he came inside, you should have seen the change on her face. And I'm not talking like a, oh shit, my rapist just came in. I'm talking like a, oh shit, the jig is up. They're gonna find out I was fucking lying.
no way.
Bro, so she fucking lied about this to like get our attention or whatever. And like, bro, we were about to fuck this guy up, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Why the fuck are you saying this?" Blah blah blah. And she was like, "Can we go outside and talk?" Like, no, you fucking bitch, get the fuck out of here. And then we sent her out. Like we because obviously then when we found out she was lying, bro, we just ripped her a new one. Like, you fucking bitch, why would you ever do that? You know what that could do to people? Blah 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 blah.
Fucked.
Bro, so we sent her out, and then like every time one of us would see her in like in the club or something, we would just cuss her the fuck out, bro. Because that's not a joke, bro.
No.
And that actually relates to another story I know. Not that rape has to be like a theme, right? But I know a couple guys who got sent to jail for like, raping this girl. And then like a year passed, they were in jail, and then one of the big brothers of the guys, because they claimed innocence, right? Obviously, a lot of fucking rapists do that, right? One of the big brothers of one of the guys befriended the girl and like really like he charismafied her, bro. And then like they became friends, and he got her on tape admitting that she lied, bro. So then like they had another court case.
What?
They got some monetary compensation that came out and stuff. And like this is not to say, because obviously like rape is a real phenomenon, right? But these two stories, bro, yeah, bro, that was just crazy. Like, bro, I don't think I've ever cussed someone out as much as I did when we found out that girl was lying, bro. When we found out that girl was lying, we let her have it.
Holy shit.
What type of person are you that you need to come up with lies to like get people's attention like that?
But why did she lie?
Bro, the thing is, I've thought about this, yeah, and it's like also because we weren't so like we were young, right? So it's probably like the best I can come up with is like, I want them to find me interesting thing, which I know sounds fucked, but like, but if you think about it, what other thing is there? Because when she heard us say his name, she didn't hear us say that he was coming, because then she probably like, she obviously wouldn't have said it, right? Because then she would have just like invited confrontation.
Right.
Bro, you should have seen the look on this girl's face. Holy shit. When she realized she went from normal skin color to tomato in like half a second, bro. She was so red. And that's when I knew, because that's like a feeling of being embarrassed and not like afraid, right? Because afraid she might have started crying. She did start crying. To be honest, I don't give a fuck. We cussed her out until she started crying. And she like admitted it on the spot. And then after we had cussed her out for a couple of years in the club, she would then, she saw us, seek us, and always tell the same story. Like, yeah, I was just young, hungry for attention. I'm really sorry I did that. And then the end, it was also like long, right? Because like, stop ruining my night. Just get the fuck out of my face, right? So yeah, that was a little story from the 600.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, right?
I feel like I need to digest this.
Yeah, but bro, that was a heavy one. Yeah.
Damn.
I just remember because I was reading, I don't even remember which celebrity, but it was one of these, like, they're going on, like, these Me Too cases. And then I just remember, like, yeah, I'm going to share this on the pod. Obviously, I'm not naming any names, right?
No.
But yeah, that was a crazy one, bro.
That's a crazy
Also
story.
because, bro, like, we were really close to kicking his ass. We were really close. Like, if it hadn't been for the fact that, I don't think it was me, it was one of the other guys who said, blah, 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 you did this really fast, we would have just jumped him, bro. And in hindsight, we should have obviously asked him to like, yo, bro, is this true? And
explain.
We just ate that shit, bro. Also, we were drinking that stuff, right? And when you drink, you make bad decisions. So, not good choices.
Make good choices.
Yeah. So that was a little story from the 600 for you right there.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. I gotta see if I can match that one, because I also brought a story.
Wait. Is it happening now?
You asked for it.
Is it the story?
It's the story.
Guys, buckle the fuck up. Get yourself a glass of water. Make sure you're comfortable. It's about to get crazy in here. I'll give you the floor, Henrik.
Thank you. Right. So we're back in the year. Calm down. All right, I need to tell it first.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll try to keep a straight face.
Yeah. So we're back in the year of 2015. I've moved to England with a job, to London more specifically, with a job because I was told I could either choose London or stay or move to some far out city in Denmark. And I was 20 at that time, so moved to London with this job, and to cut the start down a little bit, ended up finding a flat with two other random Danish people because we got sent over there in groups of like 20 people.
Call center thing, yeah?
Yeah. So we were 28 males and 10 males and 10 females, basically in these groups that were sent over, something like
Fairness.
that. Yeah. And, or they tried to keep that balance at least. And,
sorry, bro.
and then me and two other, we were like, all right, should we find a place together? Because we're basically the last one who hadn't like already picked someone to find somewhere to stay with, because we had this hotel for 2 weeks and then we had to be out on our own. But anyway, we found a flat, moved in together, and about a month and a half goes by. We get sort of accustomed to the life over there, and where you basically go out and drink every night if you can, but at least Friday.
Yeah.
And we at that job we got paid weekly.
How much did you get paid? Are you comfortable disclosing that?
I can't remember.
Not a lot.
No.
Like 300?
I think
400?
per year it was. No, what was it?
Yeah, because it's always yearly salaries.
Yeah, over there it's yearly salaries. What was it? I can't remember. But it wasn't a lot.
Fairness. But it's probably like 18,000 pounds at that time, I'd imagine.
Well, not £1,000, but
a year, though. A year, so 18,000 pounds?
No.
A year? No?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, actually. Yeah.
Because that would have been like 180,
I had to convert.
180K, 170K
yeah,
back
something
then.
like that.
Yeah. Because of the
right.
currency, yeah.
But I'm not shy about disclosing it. It's just I can't
Fuck
remember.
it doesn't matter.
But anyway, so we're out partying every Friday, basically. And because there's so many pubs, the pub is between my flat and our work. So it's just an ideal place to go. And one night we're out, and I go home early from the pub because I'm not feeling it. So go home around 10 or something.
Yeah.
Just get a good night's
making
sleep.
good choices,
Making
bro.
good
Nothing
choices.
good happens
Yeah.
at the club after 2. So if you get there 4 hours early home, it's good.
Agree. But at home, I sleep, and I'm right next to the door, by the way. Our apartment is like an L shape, where at the long bit at the end, there's a room where I'm staying in.
Sorry, bro. I'm really trying to keep it in right now.
And at the corner of the L, there's another room, and then at the end of the short part of the L, there's a third room. But anyway, my the first roommate comes home around midnight, and then the last guy comes home maybe 2 hours after that or something. I don't fully know, but I at least register that they come in, but I fall back to sleep quickly. And some time goes by, and all of a sudden, I hear this knocking on my room door, and one of my flatmates, he's banging on the door and wakes me up like, Henrik, you gotta come help me. You gotta come. Like, I don't know what to do.
Which one of the flatmates was it?
So let's just call him.
Was it the one that came home with the girl?
Yeah.
I know it was. Just so that the listeners know.
So he, as you said, he came home with the girl, and they've of course had their fun. And when he wakes me up, he tells me to go with him into his room. And as he's dragging me down the hallway, he's trying to explain to me what's happened. And basically, so I'll tell it from his point of view. So he gets home with this girl, and they're doing their thing. He wakes up because he needs to piss, middle of the night. He goes out to piss, comes back in the room, and he turns on the light because he needs to see. It's completely dark. And as he does, he sees someone in the corner of the room sitting hunched over. Squatting. And as soon as he turns on the light, the girl he has brought home is sitting in the corner of the room screaming, no, turn it off. And
she was the one squatting, just so that there's no misunderstanding.
Yeah, she was the one squatting. And she was apparently, it seemed like she was asleep when she was doing it, because it seemed like a sudden reaction that, she screamed to turn the light off or something. But anyway, she gets up, runs out to the bathroom, and my flatmate then sees that on the carpet where she was squatting, she was shitting. She was shitting on the carpet. And she was squatting so much that she was basically sitting in it.
Fuck me.
So there's been this what do you call it? Like it's been pulled around in the carpet, it's so weird.
Like smeared on the carpet.
Smeared, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Asco.
Yeah. And but she runs out to the bathroom, and that's as soon as that happens, he comes knocking on my door, drags me down, and I see it, and I start dying of laughter.
Bro.
I could not contain myself.
Uh-huh.
And I end up laughing so loud with the first flatmate, who's still worried. He doesn't know how to react, what to do.
Yeah.
But I laughed so loud that we wake up the third roommate. And
what are you guys laughing about?
He comes out and he's like, squinting, and he can't really understand what's going on. And then we tell him what has happened, and he sees it.
Yeah, bro.
And he, as soon as he hears it, he bursts into the room because he needs to see it. What the fuck has happened?
Visual verification.
Exactly. And he just rolls on the floor, not in the shit, dying of laughter. We all do.
Oh my God.
And the worst thing about this for the girl is that the bathroom is right next to the door of his room.
Yeah, bro.
So she's hearing all of this.
That's long for you, darling.
Yeah. And time goes by, and she stays out there for probably like 20 minutes or something.
Uh-huh.
Not sure what to do. We don't know what to do. But ultimately, while we're still, figuring out what the hell happened and still dying of laughter, she comes out and she basically just runs off.
Yeah, bro. Of course she did.
Yeah. And then after that, sorry, there's a bit more.
No. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
So when she left, it ended up being cleaned up, and we checked the bathroom, and she left behind her panties. So she just went pantyless home, I guess. And but I understand why, because they were covered in shit. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Asqueroso.
And she also left her ring behind. We don't know, what kind of significance this ring had or anything, but we tried to give it back because she worked at the same place as us.
That's right. She worked in the same building. That's fucked up.
We found out she worked in the same building.
Now you gotta move out the country.
So there were like multiple companies in this office space.
Yeah.
And but since that day, never saw her in that office space again.
Bro,
never.
She moved out the country.
Must have.
Let's just recap, yeah. So you're out with you guys. You go home. Another one of them comes home.
Yeah.
One of them pulls a girl. He comes in. They do their thing. Fall asleep. He wakes up, goes out to piss, turns on the light when he comes back. Sees she's squatting, and she's like, nah, turn off the light. Fucking. Then she's basically shit. She's shit, like sleep shitting, right? Because she must have done it in her sleep, bro. Because I refuse to believe she's that level of disgusting.
How can you be shit sleeping?
Well, honestly, bro, I have a friend. That friend I told you about, whose ass I kicked in Monopoly. His sister, because we all used to work together in a restaurant. His sister told me that he used to sleepwalk badly when he was a kid, and if I remember correctly, he actually once did that and then pissed in the laundry. Damn. So I think it can happen, bro. But like, yeah, but you're gonna have to leave the country and probably like some facial surgery as well to like be unrecognizable, name change. Bro, that's just a fucked up story, man.
While it's so embarrassing but also funny, I also feel very sorry for the girl.
The thing is, I'm sitting here laughing at, but I remember vividly when you told me the story first, I did find it funny.
You did.
But I did also empathize a lot with this girl. Because
you did.
If it's true what we said, that she was sleep shitting or sleepwalking and then shitting in the corner for whatever reason, right? Because I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on this time at one point. People do fucked up shit when they're sleepwalking, yeah.
They do.
But if that wasn't genuinely her fault, as like, and she didn't do it like with the intention to do it, but she did it because like of her sleepwalking disorder, whatever we're gonna call it, bro, I like. She must be really happy. Like she must think about this moment from time to time and be really happy she's not in that situation anymore. I've had moments like I haven't shit in corners on carpets, but I've had moments that were like embarrassing, right? And sometimes they'll pop up into my mind. I'll be like, yeah, I'm really happy I'm not living that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. She probably just moved out the country, to be honest.
Must have.
Oh,
That's crazy.
That's a crazy story, bro. You're giving the audience some really good stories on this podcast.
I mean, England or London was a hell of a time.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Fuck me. I have stories.
Yeah. I have like both 600 stories, and then I have like the stories from when I lived abroad as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're giving them more as the episode come. As the episodes come. So yeah, that was really, really, really good, bro. Thank you for sharing that story with us.
Thank you for letting me share it.
Obviously, if you guys have any similar stories, you can go to Patreon and send us something there. Hit us up in the comments.
Yeah.
Crazy stories, dilemmas, advice needed. If you need some word of the wise, we're happy to give it to you. We're happy to involve you in the podcast so that we can make it.
Would love to do that.
Yeah, a bit more targeted against you and use the trooper community.
Yeah.
To basically build a podcast. So yeah, if you have anything, please send it our way. It would be much appreciated.
Yeah.
I think we should go to the playlist because it's about that time. We should wrap it up soon.
It's your time.
It's my turn, bro.
Your go, yeah.
And the choices we've had so far are sort of like what I would call like contemporary or modern music.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back, bro. We're gonna go back this time, yeah. We're gonna go
time travel? No.
I wanna say like 80s, bro, but I'm not like with this one I don't really know. But we're going with Money for Nothing by Dire Straits.
Money for Nothing?
Yeah, I'll put the image here. I'll play it for you afterwards. The reason why I've picked this is because to me, might be the best guitar riff ever. The only competing one I can see right now is Beat It by Michael Jackson. That being said, bro, first of all, the intro is way too long. It's like a minute long of just like ambience and the guy saying, I want my MTV.
Okay.
But when it hits, bro.
Yeah. It hits.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'd give anything to like play on like, I don't know, like South by Southwest or like Roskilde Festival, bro. Orange Scene. And then have that be my song. And then have that long ass intro play whilst I'm standing there with like my back to the audience. And then I turn around as it goes and I'll go, dun, 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 dun,
everyone's going crazy.
Yeah, bro. Fuck. So yeah, I picked that one because we want a diverse playlist, yeah?
Yeah.
A little something for everyone in there. And like this song is just, my father-in-law, funnily enough, actually put me onto the song. I was riding with him in the car once. He was listening to this radio station called Radio Classic. It came on and I was like, it was kind of like when we were in the car with Hold On Me. I was like, what's this song? Stop talking. Turn it up. And then I had mixed feelings because the intro was really long. Like lyric-wise, singing-wise, it's not really all that, bro, but like the guitar riff puts it in like a S tier category. Yeah?
Okay.
So yeah,
interesting.
Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, people. That's the next pick of the playlist. And if you have any suggestions for the playlist, please send them to us as well. We'll review them if we find any like that fall into our tastes.
Probably have a lot in common.
We'll give you a shout out on your username, and then we'll put that in the playlist. Yeah, I think that's that's agreeable terms. Yep. All right.
But on that, I actually brought something extra.
A new segment.
I know we've ended with playlist.
Yeah.
But I brought something extra. And I thought we could do sort of a quote of the week thing.
Quote of the week, bro. That's so you. You're
is.
an introspective motherfucker, bro. So I love you brought that.
Yeah, because I got quotes.
You got quotes?
Yeah. So this one I brought, and it's actually quite recent. And I think it resonates a lot with us.
Okay.
Because what we're trying to do is build something.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, it's of passion. But the quote is, if you want to build something worthwhile, be ready for criticism.
That ties in so well to what we've said in I think the second and third episodes. Mm-hmm. That's such a good quote too, right? And could we add in addition to that with the fact that, my mantra, at least for now,
make good choices,
is that, it's open season for criticism on us, right? But I'm not going to validate any criticism from people I won't take advice from with attention from my side. I'll just see it as traction. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, hate in the comments, cool, bro. Cool, bro. That's cool. Love in the comments. I love that. Like, I'll give that recognition, right? But like, yeah, you can't let the criticism get to you, bro. Because we're paving the road as we're driving on it. But that's a really good one. Starting out strong with these.
Starting strong, yeah. There'll be more to come. More to come. And I'd love to hear your quotes as well.
Yeah, man. You might even get a shout out there if you give us like a good quote and like Henrik gives it something above 7.0. Then you
should I start rating quotes?
But we can rate everything, and like I think we should probably well, let's talk about that later to see how we will do the rating system. But yeah, for now I think we should keep rating stuff. So that being said, what are you rating it?
Oh, well, let's define the rating system first before I rate it.
1 to 10. Standard 1 to 10. You know the one we always do. We do one decimal.
Okay. I would probably rate this 8.5.
Fairness. I'm giving it a 7.8.
Okay.
And that's not because it's bad, because no. I know there are some motherfucking bangers out there.
Quote-wise. Yeah. But I think it has some, a lot of valid, or what I'm trying to say is I think it's very broad. Yeah. It hits a lot of areas and can be used in many different scenarios. Yeah. And that's what I think puts it a bit up. Because I was thinking,
should we meet at 8.2 then?
Sure.
Let's meet at 8.2 then.
Yeah.
Fairness. All right, cool. That wraps it up for today. So thank you guys. As always, like, subscribe. Helps us a lot. Go for your karma account. What'd you get? Abundance of goodness in your life. Crazy stories, as you could probably tell. And don't forget to comment. And patreon.com/truenesspodcast is open if you want to send you guys some love. Much appreciated, man. Troops out there, keep it true.